I've definitely gotten better. I think it's kind of hard to judge because it's not something I've gone through, but yeah, I feel like I'm progressing.
They're less severe or less off, don't last as long, or the symptoms?
Um, yeah, I mean it's kind of on and off, and I think as far as symptoms go, it's mostly headaches and that kind of thing. But once you get better, I think you realize kind of how far you've come, and some days you feel good and you feel like you've had progress, and then there's other days that are a little bit tougher. But that's kind of all tied into this type of injury.
Timetable, just waiting until all that goes away?
Yeah, and the good thing is it has gotten better. So it's tough to really put a timetable on it, but I feel like I've progressed a lot, especially the past week or so. So hopefully that's a good sign.
The article out of the Globe and Mail this morning said that you were angry about the league not calling those headshots, those 2 hits to the head, and that would be maybe your decision not to participate in the All-Star game. Is that accurate? Can you explain your decision?
Yeah, I mean, that's not even close. I mean, it's I'll be there if I can be there, and still haven't ruled out, being there. Hopefully the next few days things get better, and there's a slight chance that I could still be back for that. So, that's what I'm hoping. But if I can be there, I'll be there.
Were you angry about those hits? I mean, were you angry that they were not penalized?
No, I mean it's one of those things. It's out of my hands, and I can't control that. What's called and not called, and I think if anything, it's frustrating being out, but that's not what fuels the frustration. I think as far as the frustrating part is just not being able to play hockey every day.
Sid, you've played against Nick Lidstrom now for a while. Just your thoughts on him being named the captain of the West Side for the All-Star?
Yeah, I think that's it's pretty fitting. And do they have a West? Is that how they're doing it, or is it just Team Lidstrom? Yeah,
whatever you call it.
Yeah. So no, it's pretty amazing to see what he's doing at his age. It's pretty incredible. So he's he's gonna have some pressure to make those picks, but I'm sure he couldn't really have a better captain.
So Dan was talking about things you've been talking to him about the team and the power plays and watching other games, and so you've had a lot of time to do all that.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that you'd like to share that you've just kind of seen that you maybe didn't see, but when you're down on the ice and you see now?
Yeah, it's much easier from up top, or when you're watching on TV. There's so much more room, and you're able to see things develop a lot easier. But yeah, I mean, there's things I just recognize, and nothing in particular. I think if anything, I probably have more of appreciation for certain things in our game. I mean, we're pretty critical of ourselves and the way we play, and making sure that we're detailed. But even a few times we've killed some 5-on-3s, and just can remember watching and thinking that other teams really didn't have a whole lot of options. Guys were blocking shots and getting in lanes and making it tough. So I think if anything, probably an appreciation is probably been something I've gained over the last couple weeks.
So short of any protest or boycott or anything, you are someone who would have a voice if you wanted to use one. You would have a podium if you wanted to take one to talk about league policy or anything like that. You normally don't do that. There are times if someone asks you about a policy, you give your opinion. But would you use this at some point to talk about furthering the rules against shots to the head or anything like that?
Maybe. I guess it's probably easier to do that when you've gone through it and dealt with it. But yeah, I mean, I think I've always been interested in those type of things, and improving the game, and kind of evaluating it from everyone's point of view. And I think, like I said, having gone through this for the last little bit, it's probably a little bit easier to do that for sure.
Does that become more extreme too now that you've had a concussion, where you've seen it in the past happen to other guys, but knowing now you're going through what they've been through?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's probably different times where you've gotten hit hard and thought maybe I might have been close to a concussion, or maybe I might have had a slight one, but after going through this, I can say that I haven't, and this is the first one, and it's not fun. So, yeah, I think you kind of gain a perspective on things and realize, how serious and how tough it is. And like you said, I think it's something that you probably have a little bit greater of an opinion on after going through it.
Sid, is it scary in a way? I mean, venturing into something you've never gone through before?
Yeah, it is. It's different. It's not like a bruise or playing through something. It's a lot more serious than that. So, yeah, it's a little different.
So what is your opinion? You talked about the hits individually before. What is your opinion? Is the NHL not clear enough or consistent enough in those rules? They did change the rules in March to some extent.
No, I think they're trying to, recognize the fact that, there's been hits and there's some serious effects of those. So I think, they've made strides in doing that. And, as for mine, it's, like I said before, it's tough to say, what exactly happened. So who knows? But I think, overall, I think that it's something that they're aware of, and you've seen the last week or so. I think there's been a couple suspensions for hits to the head. So it's something they're trying to be active with, and I think that's the right thing to do.
So what have you been able to do off the ice as far as anything?
No, not much. I mean,
Push yourself at all?
no.
If you're able physically to go to Carolina but not play like you did would you do that like with Montreal, just to go and
Yeah.
have a presence or be there?
Yeah, I mean, this is a little different than Montreal as far as, injury-wise, but, if I can be there, I'll be there.